for 4, baby.
You know, at some point.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Broken clock is right 2 times a day. Or
Can't
whatever.
even get the quote.
Yeah.
Right.
Tough start.
How about these odds?
Well, that makes it a bit easier for me to predict, I guess. I guess I'll go with OG then to win the game.
Okay, well,
at least it's a safer bet.
Going with the safe bet, but not a lot of upside there, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure. It's a low risk, low reward play, but I do like what Cyber Legacy has attempted to do against this Lycan. I think Lycan's main issue is when you just can't fight into your heroes. You have the Whirling Axe mischance, you have Bristleback who doesn't really die to Lycan, and then you have the Tidehunter with the Anchor Smash and the AoE. The only issue I have is, like, other than Ravage, what do they do? You know, like, how do they stun people or catch them? So that's like my main concern. You've got like a
disrupt into a goo. Maybe a spirit siphon in there. You know,
maybe a net from the troll.
Troll get some RNG nets. Yeah, I don't know. They are lacking proper lockdown.
Once they get items, I think Cyber Legacy can trim up that with like an Abyssal on Troll, maybe even an Abyssal on the Bristleback as well. But before that happens, I think this mid-game timing from OG may just be a bit too scary. I'm going to go with the pace of the game that the panel was talking about, and they can't really deal with the egg until BKBs, and even then, you have the Beastmaster and Monkey King ult on top of it, so even if you kill the egg, you're still in the Monkey King ult. I'm definitely going to predict OG's draft here, but there is going to be a point where OG may not be able to fight Cyber Legacy, maybe around like the 25-30 minute mark, and at that point, if they're not ahead by maybe 10k gold, I would actually favor Cyber Legacy.
Well, let's see how it pans out here. The teams are kind of near the middle of the standings. OG 2-1. They are technically in second, but it's like 1 loss, and then you're suddenly like 4th or 5th in the group. Meanwhile, Cyber Legacy 1-2. So very important match for both teams after OG got upset by Viking. As the battle for the bounty runes will begin. See a cheeky little Monkey King coming in, trying to get that early Jingu. And
does have to be careful.
I will get it. Very nice.
Yeah, usually with Tidehunters, you can look to do like a 3-hero gush him, run at the Monkey King play, but Sumail does know he's alone, just scouting him out there with the courier. And let's see, looks like Seb and No-Tail may be up to some shenanigans here, as he's actually trying to block the Radiant Wave such that the Dire Wave goes into tower and then pushes. That's what he's attempting to do. So let's see how that plays out for them. As Palatinos is doing the reverse block, and Soxa, this is next level stuff. Both teams are blocking the other team's creeps, and it does not work out for Palatinos as he also eats Fire Spirits.
And loses half his health, and the creep's still under the tower, so this lane is going to push.
Just remember, guys, Dire is OG, and Radiant is Cyber Legacy, if you forgot when you were watching.
Understandable if you were confused. This top lane, though, Sumail getting another Jingu stack, having a great time of it. They are bringing the hurt on Big Mom. That's an easy first blood. And this is not a hero you want to fall behind against in the laning stage, BSJ.
He did miss like 3 creeps of XP underneath his own tower, so that kill wasn't free. I'd say in gold he benefited, but in XP they actually lost out a bit on OG. But yeah, it's the best way to play as either hero. Tide, you can't really use Anchor Smash as they go on him again top. Monkey King goes down to -2 armor. You can't trade with S-Tide against Monkey King, and as Monkey King, you like have to punish the fact that he leveled Gush, so it's kind of forced to hit each other a lot, and we'll be seeing that back and forth top for sure.
Our mid lane, the Bristle versus Lycan.
That should be
pretty big snoozer, I want to say.
Yeah, I'd say that should be Bristle favorite, but so far it is going absolutely even. Lycan does have 1 armor, but he does have a buckler, so that's good itemization from 33 to adjust here. It does give his Wolves armor too, but I was told, LD, that Wolves don't need any armor, but I've been lied to.
Yeah, it's a bunch of baloney.
Yeah.
A lot of big smack talk, but not backing it up with his play.
Seriously.
Kids these days, I'll tell you.
They think they own the world, LD.
Back in my day, there was no chat wheel. There was just good, clean dotes.
With
voice lines weren't even a thing.
Exactly. There were no wows back then.
Yeah. Just had the automatic Warcraft 3 responses.
Yeah, you spoke with your play too. You know, didn't have to use automated voice lines to speak for yourself.
Then the Han generation came along, you know, the G dropping started, the rainbow taunts and all kinds of nonsensicalness, and, you know.
Here we are now.
Here we are. That's the story of pretty much everything that's happened since Dota 1.
Yeah, it's
Don't think we
TLDR.
missed anything important.
As we see, Bristleback does slowly pull ahead in the lane. Looks like it's about even if you add up all the core CS across the board. And that's reflected in the net worth so far. Yeah, it's only 3 minutes in, but sometimes you can see a significant lead pulled out by one team. And bottom lane, it does concern me a bit that Seb is getting bullied. He does not have a salve. Does have a salve on Saksa. And Dayurara did ferry himself 6 tangos, but no salve himself. A lot of back and forth in this game. A lot of back and forth.
This top lane, constant dueling as well. Sumail did just pop his stick, tries to dodge the poison with the mischief. Not quite able to. You can see stick a very value item in this lane for both teams, really. They're going to try to move on last hero, but can't quite catch him. Sumail does have the boots now, but Tide matching him. So lots of blows being traded, only the 1 kill. In terms of CS, it's the Tide struggling quite a bit. I mean, you mentioned the Beastmaster not doing great, but this top lane, both heroes actually, the Monkey King, 8 denies but only 13 last hits. Like, they're not CSing particularly well.
Yeah, I would rather have a Tide struggling than a Beastmaster, but it does look like Seb's recovering a bit, as he is almost neck and neck with the Troll. It looks like he's getting bullied, but in terms of CS, Seb is doing quite well in a matchup that I usually is Troll favored, as we see a potential dive in the mid lane with the goo. Wolves, you're not getting any armor now because he is gooing you, but you are... Oh!
TP's to the tier 2, but took that extra round of quills, and he's going to have to ferry a lot of regen.
Yeah, the biggest buff in the recent patches to Bristleback, this was about 6 months ago, is making it so that your passive works on towers. It didn't used to work on that, so now you can get that extra quill proc as you dive people. It also makes you tankier, but more so even the offensive nature of it that we're seeing here. And 33, he's getting ran at. Pikachu, we have seen Bristleback take over games in the mid game, and he's gotten real good at pushing W.
He has mastered the art, and No Tail trying to duel here for the bounty rune. Actually manning up with Sumail joining him, who's got full HP. And he wants to go, has the Boundless Strike, only connects on Big Num, keeps on trucking, should be able to get the bounty, but is going to give up the Jingu, is likely going to give up his life here as well. Salve, juke, and Sumail just threads the needle, swings that big old, I don't even know what it is, halberd around the tree. While they're diving Seb bottom lane, Happy Duroc cannot finish him off though. Palantimos now taking some chip damage from Saksa, and Seb looks to go back the other way. Has the 10 stick charges. This is a bit of a bait. And this Death Prophet.
I prefer to call Monkey King's weapon a bar, because it's Monkey King's bar.
So he just starts the game with an MKB? That seems a little imbalanced.
You know, his first spell can't actually miss, so technically when he stuns with the bar, it does have True Strike. So bottom lane, nope, Seb does get slowed down, but does have 10 stick charges. Looked like he was potentially going to get aggressed on there, but I guess 5-position DP is not exactly the best kill hero.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about this 5-position DP. Like, we've seen it a few times, at least the support Death Prophet. I think we saw it in Southeast Asia from DJ at one point as well. Like, do you see this as a viable way to run the hero? And if so, like, is this a game where it can work?
I'm just a bit concerned about DP having no items, so that when she pops her ult, she kind of just dies. But if she can sit behind people and just hit towers with it, I think the hero accomplishes similar job in the game. Maybe helps you secure Roche, but it's definitely not what you're looking for from a Death Prophet when you see a core Death Prophet. You're just... Is it what a support's supposed to offer to the game? No stun, no save. It's kind of weird, right? But the AoE silence, I guess, scales decently. As we see, Dayurara is forced to TP away.
They're starting to ramp up the aggression here in the bottom lane. Feels like they might be pulling ahead a little bit, though Palantimo's doing relatively well, and then in the mid lane, it's just relentless.
This is where the fun
Pikachu.
happens. He hits for 200.
Welcome to the Goo Factory, and go back to your fountain. Pikachu quickly deals with him, and the tower also taking a lot of damage. Who's landing against
it's
this
just
guy?
gonna die. I don't think they can deal with Bristle. This was a 10th pick Bristle. They really have no hero other than Monkey King that can contest him this early in theory, but this is a level 8 Bristle and only a level 6 Monkey King. So I think this is just going to be the Timbersaw Broodmother type situation where you just got to kind of ignore this guy and stall him out as long as you can, but you might be feeding some heroes along the way, as Sumail does go up in the mid lane, has the Jingo active. It's going to go away now. I think Pikachu's just going to rinse and repeat and run at him. He's queuing up the Vanguard.
It's a crafty strategy. Not sure if Sumail is going to be ready for it as he tries to get the Jingu up, but here comes the Shadow Demon support. And with the 2v1, there is just no way Sumail can fight this. He might be able to run, though. Good job with the Boundless Strike. The backup comes in the form of Saksa. Has Pikachu overplayed his hand? No, they get the kill, though. It will cost Pikachu his life.
That's so worth.
Super worth, especially if they get the second one, 33. Hunting Big Num has no disruption for 8, and he's going to go down as well.
Okay.
The trap is sprung.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, when you get that Boundless Jingu off, it like makes it just take forever to kill the monkey.
Yeah, he even dodged it knowing that he was going to stun the creep wave, but he ended up taking a ton of damage from the Phoenix. Bristleback is not good against Phoenix. All that AoE, or all that magic damage over time, as well as that percent magic eventually coming out from the Sunray is quite annoying for Bristleback to deal with, but very big kill coming out on that. That's their job, right? Just punish him if he overextends, stall out his pushes as long as possible. As we see Diarara,
he TP'd out and he died at the fountain to the burn damage.
Oof. The Helm of the Dominator with the boars plus the ghoul ghost. That's a lot of slow. 25% from the ghoul and 30% from the boar, I believe. Yes, 30%. So add those together. I think it's compounding, so I think it's 55%. Well, I'm not sure. Never thought about stacking slows before. As looks like they're going to pressure the bottom tower. Troll kind of forced to rotate out because Phoenix is level 6 and so is Beastmaster. This is quite a intimidating duo in terms of killing.
Yeah, Roar is online now, and the egg as well. So very fast level 6 here for Saksa. And they're going to take the tower uncontested. Meanwhile,
he looks like he's aware. He has the Dire Ward, so he sees the Shadow Demon rotating. Very scared of the Tidehunter level 6. Making sure he doesn't get punished while his team takes the tower bottom. Mid tower does
the
go
old
down.
Swapperoo for the outposts.
The classic.
Looks like both teams will steal the others. And then Bounty Room's probably going to be a 2 for 2. So even trade there. Tier 1 down bottom goes down to somewhat make up for the Tier 1 mid. So not too bad for OG, all things considered.
Yeah, you just got to weather the storm of the Bristleback super early, and then you're going to look to hit that mid-game timing with this Helm of the Dominator on both of your cores as a Ravage goes down top. Is that enough,
Can they kill off Sumail? He's got 3 poison stacks on him, but he backs away into the trees. They're not hitting him during this time. He's going to survive the 4th poison stack. Not quite enough. The egg gets dropped. Now they've got to run away.
Body blocks.
Good blocks by No-Tail. Is the egg going to hit? The damage is there. No-Tail secures it. And Cyber Legacy committing a lot and getting basically nothing out of it. They maybe can push the tower with the Bristle arriving, but they're going to lose their Tier 1 mid if they do. TP already by the Tide as he wants to back up, but Seb is waiting in the wings. Palantimos arriving, 33, runs away. Seb marches in, and last hero should be going down. Seb walks in and saves the Roar for a rainy day, and now for Palantimos is going to have it ready. Sumail's waiting, hops forward with the tree dance, and Troll gets the ult off, and Troll is turning this one. Sumail's just walked in with the mischief. He's not going to make it out. He dies, so Troll at least gets a kill where you thought he'd get none. This is overall OG probably pretty happy with that. Ravage down, and they can maybe look to make a move.
I'm just seeing a 5-position death problem with no boots. 11 minutes into the game. That just looks very weird to look at here.
Yeah. And they have a lot of damage with the Beastmaster and the Lycan. Like, you're gonna melt.
Yeah, you're just gonna die for sure.
You don't want to, and you probably don't want to be wasting disruption. Save the DP if she's under leveled. She's just not going to be offering you a whole lot.
I get this vibe that like Bristleback and Tide are going to be frontlining, and you're going to see the Tide anchor smash to reduce damage, and like whoever he's reducing the damage of, Lycan or Beastmaster, the other one is then going to run in and kill people. Like you saw that there. He had to protect himself from all the Beastmaster summons, and then Lycan just kills him on the Tide. They just need more levels. You only have level 1 Kraken Shell, and you the Anchor Smash is a 4-second cooldown, so there's a small window where once you use it, they can just shred you. And I don't know. It's going to be a little bit scary for them, I think, moving forward in this mid game. This is the exact timing. They just need less items on the side of OG to hit the timing that they need. And even though Bristleback's #1 on the net worth charts, they have a really good lineup on OG for just splitting up. Supports can take the dead lane farm and just push it out with their nukes from long range, kind of just, like I said, stalling out this Bristleback if he ever looks to do something aggressive. If you force him to defend a tower, then you can rotate to a different tower, kind of like pressure multiple points at once. And OG's doing a good job of it so far. And is demonstrating the weakness of these types of heroes like Bristleback, especially when they overextend, like in the mid lane there earlier.
Yeah, and you mentioned OG, they don't really need items. They do need levels, but they've gotten those earlier.
Yeah.
Like the Phoenix is already level 7. Everyone on the team is almost 7 or above. They've got a level 9 and a level 10 here. They're going to go on set bottom.
Could he have just TP'd?
Has the stick.
Oh no, they have disruption.
No, but no chance. We'll just stall it out a little bit. Decent rotation as far as the commitment goes, and this should free up the north side of the map, but obviously you do not want to be giving away the core kills at this stage.
The creep was worth as much as Seb was, 245 gold. Obviously more XP for killing the hero, but going Diffusal on Troll, I don't know how much I love that. Maybe they just need more lockdown. I guess they do lack the ability to catch people. So Diffusal does make sense for alleviating that problem, as their support duo is a Shadow Demon Death Prophet. But Diffusal not that great against Lycan, and Monkey King is the type of hero that once you Diffusal him, he's just going to push R and man up on you. And going for that Echo Saber on Monkey King. And Necro Book done on Lycan. Beastmaster's got the Vlad's queued up. Okay.
And so they're ready to smoke. They're not going to wait for those items. They're going to move up onto the high ground. They're walking into a Ravage, though. This could be dangerous. Seb out in front. Smoke will break. Still moves in. Boar just tickling last hero. The rest of the team's starting to converge towards the mid side, and they kind of press in general on the Radiant jungle. We do see the Troll splitting the map, heading towards top.
That's important.
They're going to see an opening.
Like this.
They do have this ward in the jungle. Saksa probably trying to get the D ward out. First blocking one of the camps. Now moving deeper towards last hero. They begin to push him out, and he will retreat from the jungle for the time being. So OG just sort of testing Cyber Legacy's response, not committing to anything. Getting prepped up. Now the army descends, and this may be where they actually go for a tower or a kill. They're going to scout out Pikachu here.
Death Prophet has boots.
Ding, ding, ding.
Timing online.
All right, now they got the Cyber Legacy. They're ready to fight. Here we go. Death Prophet chilling in the jungle, doing absolutely nothing.
Damn. I was getting hyped up too, and then you just killed it.
Yeah.
You could have just maybe said nothing, and I was going to wait patiently, but OG, they're doing the whole summons thing on the buildings thing.
Yeah, buildings are dying. Pikachu comes in. It is too late. And now last hero, TPing. The creeps come in. They're going to lock him down. Boundless Strike coming through, and the follow-up roar is there. He does get the Kraken off, but they combo it with the Disruption. He can Ravage, I guess, but there's nothing to combo with, and they chain stun him so well. I don't even know if he had a chance to get it off there. While Big Num gets run down in the backside. Pikachu also being forced back, and already it feels like Bristle's window is starting to close. Damage is just too much from OG.
And No Tails also, who's setting up the bottom push, stayed there, wasn't even at the fight. No point in his macro pyre. He's fully intending to just be a lane shover.
Pikachu, he's TP'd in, but the whole team's here with the Sunray. Yeah, he does not want to be tanking that. But they know reinforcements will be coming soon. They know Ravage is still online, so OG are gonna slow roll it back off. See, bounties now spawning. Imagine both teams going to grab theirs. But yeah, OG, they're finding their timings here at BSJ.
This is the mid-game momentum we are concerned about for Cyber Legacy. It does seem like they have mid-game heavy heroes, but there's just an overwhelming amount of summons to deal with at this stage in the game, even with heroes that they specifically drafted to do so. The Death Prophet
just double smoked here on Cyber Legacy.
Nobody saw it. I didn't see it, so just I'm all about the. You guys didn't see it.
Pikachu saw it. He's chat wheeling. So Here we go. Palantimos, the man in front. He is going to scout out Soxa. The disruption mid-swoop will catch him out and will secure the kill. Okay. Not bad. Can they
turn it into a Roche?
Can they push this for more? And they also... Was that their neutral item or OG's?
That was theirs.
Okay.
Yeah, Bristleback got the last hit. Looks like Roche should be the only objective they could potentially go for. Gush plus the nasal goo from
Phoenix is up in
Bristol.
10. Wukong's command is up in 20.
This will go
How
fast.
fast can they do it?
It'll be pretty fast. Bristleback is actually showing mid as a way to pressure and make sure that he's zoning the rest of OG. So I actually like this move. It'll slow down the Roche just a tad, but I think it's going to 100% secure it for them. It's just really hard for OG to run into 5 heroes here. They can separate them where if they catch Bristleback or Tide alone, even for just a bit, like they did mid, it's quite possible for them to just expend all of their abilities and bring down one of the frontliners. But if they're all balled up on the side of Cyber Legacy, I think it's smart for OG to just not fight. And that's what they choose to do as they are just farming the rest of the map. As you see, the net worth actually stays at 2K advantage for OG, despite that kill into Roche. Kind of just shows the amount of efficiency their lineup's getting. I thought Pikachu might do this because Crimson seems a bit weak. You just don't scale very well, and then the Hood as well as the other option, but he's going for the Radiance, so he's getting that AoE damage mitigation.
He may be delayed with this as Sumail gets in there. Yeah, they can try to force this out, but with the TPs coming in, they're not going to commit.
I think they're just poking and prodding, forcing Cyber Legacy onto their own side of the map.
And then 33 is just pushing in mid.
Exactly.
And they did deward the jungle with the Necro 3. So 33 getting some map control back in that manner as well.
I think that's really important when you're against a lineup that you can't 5-man against, that you just force them to react to random things like that. Really good teams are usually on the case for making that happen as much as possible, and they expend their ultimates on the Lycan in order to do so. So just keep pressuring local lanes. And once Pikachu is getting gone on again, why not do it a second time where they don't have TPs? He might be losing the Aegis.
Pikachu getting slowed down now by the Echo Saber, but just a little too tanky. And just to echo that, BSJ, Seb's going for bots here, so that's going to give them even more mobility to kind of poke and prod and spread the map out versus Cyber Legacy to limit their 5-man potential.
Yeah, a lot of summons to TP onto as well, so maybe if Lycan ults and Beastmaster TPs in, effectively getting that haste movement speed on his TP could lead to some more kills. So it's a bit of a mobility item, even in the sense of closing the gap on people.
They definitely have that like break in case of emergency option of just like super hardcore rattiness with the Beastmaster Lycan, but you know, for now, doesn't seem like they need to.
Against Death Prophet Tide, Bristle, I think you are going to split no matter what. They just have no catch, so you can reliably farm almost the entire map and just keep doing what they're doing, where you force reactions and then back off. Like, how does Cyber Legacy really punish this? This is the weakness of their draft. And OG is almost always going to try to exploit that. Teams like this are very good at it. And we see Pikachu has the Sacred Relic, so the Radiance will help him scale a lot better. We saw earlier, Bristleback is a late-game beast with an item like the Radiance, but...
Sumail's going for one as well, though he's about 1,400 gold behind on the Monkey King.
Yeah, that does give it to all your Monkey King clones in the ultimate itself, so it becomes like an AoE Radiance, and it's not an illusion-type Radiance, it's actually a hero Radiance where it does do the full 60 damage.
They don't stack, right?
No, it's just like
it covers a large area.
Yeah, it covers a large area.
Gotcha.
Top, he ults on 33.
It's a pretty long cooldown, but sees an opportunity going. Happy Dura here is going to slow him down and munches him up. The big bad wolf is out. And now they're looking for Pikachu, perhaps. He's very isolated, trying to go for the outpost before the 20-minute mark. The team is nowhere near this guy. He may die twice, BSJ.
That's exactly how you play it.
They can plop down the Wukong's command, and they're going to save it. And now they let it go. Ice Path connecting on Big Nub. Insult to injury here. He's going to get roared up.
He died to the quills 100% on set.
Yikes. But worth it anyway.
That's pretty funny.
Chase Big Nub, the Ice Path connecting again. Burning down with the help of the Phoenix. Sumail ramping up. Getting steam here. We'll have another Jingu ready to go. He wants to dive for last hero. I think that's a bit too much.
Does he have blink on last hero? No, he does not. Until they get this blink, it's going to be really hard for them to react to anything in a
While that
timely
was
manner
happening,
at all.
Lycan did get killed by Troll.
Oh, that's pretty big. Yeah, the defusal, since his ult was used on the Death Prophet, probably tried to TP out and just got netted. after getting Diffusal Blade. He also has that M-Claw. Value 24 damage on a high attack speed hero. Obviously, the mini crit is nice, but the extra bit of damage is very impactful.
I mean, I was going to say that's a huge win for OG, but Lycan was the most farmed hero in the game. Still is by a slight margin, so that evens things out.
Yeah, suddenly he has a BKB on Troll.
Yeah. And Radiance is about to come out for Pikachu. Sumail getting close to his relic, so not too far behind.
I really do favor Cyber Legacy as the game goes on. Like, their lineup as a whole, there's no item Lycan can build that allows him to fight this lineup directly, but this lineup can build items to actually kill them eventually. So as we see here, really good use
he
of,
dies so fast. Squirrels.
The faster you kill the Bristle, the faster he kills you. That's the secret.
And they are 3 melee heroes.
Yep, and we do have a smoke from Cyber Legacy. No blink on the Tide just yet, but they do have the BKB on Troll. They're going to see the Phoenix Illusions, but how did they exactly catch anybody?
They've got the Diffusal.
Okay.
Gonna find 33 here.
Yeah,
and the Ravage is too late. Oh, no.
Nobody saw it. Is that Sheever standing in for Cyber Legacy? No, it's still last hero playing. Just making sure as we see No Tail getting gone on. What now?
Now it's time to fight if you're OG. At least that's how they seem to feel as they move in. But they're walking into Pikachu with the Radiance. I don't know. They better burst here quickly. Where's the backup for him? The whole team is chasing the Lycan. They're completely abandoning their Bristleback. They'll lose him very easily. It is a 1-for-1, I suppose, but you've also blown the Ravage.
They have Invis DP ready to gank.
Damn it. Damn it.
I'm following
Damn it.
What's Happy Diorara? Best smile in all of professional Dota 2 if you guys haven't seen him. Oh, he breaks Invis. How are you supposed to gank when you break Invis like that? Disappointed.
He's real squishy. I'm pretty worried for this DP. Diving on last here on the bottom lane.
No Ravage. He does have net.
Is he going to use it? Clumsy net? No, not yet.
The net of the clumsy. Use it.
Hangs onto it. Now they're chasing Sumail. Here comes DP. Got him with the Siphon. And the kill secured. That's a dominating streak down. It goes the way of Big Numb. Very nice.
Okay. Well, the Shadow Demon ulti is quite nice against Monkey King. Continuously purges that Jingu stacks. So they got that going for him. And Sumail is close to the Radiance, but does not have it just yet. Soxa almost done with his Zags. And Beastmaster going for the Shadow Blade, so the more pick-off-oriented build. Maybe eventually a Silver Edge to deal with the Bristle. Not bad against Tide or Troll. Actually an amazing Silver Edge game, now that I mention it.
Speaking of Tide, has the blink now, so I don't think we'll see that fight bottom again.
Yeah. Hopefully not, at least. That'd be even more impressive if he manages to do that with a blink dagger. We may see a blink get canceled by a summon and then do it.
Yeah, that's true. They have a lot of summons. They have, like, you know, maybe some burn damage as well.
True.
From the Phoenix, the Twin Head.
And the Monkey King Radiance. Do you think they were going for some synergy with that? The burn from the Phoenix and the Radiance at the same time?
Sounds nice.
It does. As they smoke up before the Radiance, Sumail reveals himself. They saw that he was smoked, though, so they're probably aware of this.
No Tail down in the river.
Illusion Rune for all the value.
I was waiting to see if No Tail got a bounty rune from a shovel, and no such value was claimed.
When does this game get easier for OG? I really do lean towards Cyber Legacy as the game goes on, and Troll Warlord, he's got a Basher now, so they are slowly but surely addressing the stun problem on the side of Cyber Legacy. The Blink Tide, the Basher, probably into Abyssal on Palantimos. They've got the Vlad, so he doesn't necessarily have to build Lifesteal anytime soon. And most of their damage is honestly physical, and once he gets BKB, or once he uses BKB, excuse me, like, the Phoenix is the only thing that I really could imagine bringing him down, and that's just not going to be a thing anymore. And he's got the Ags on Phoenix, so that allows him to use Sunray while an egg, and also takes a few extra attacks. You can't use Troll ulti and hit the egg anymore, so that's a positive going for him, because you'll just attack a hero nearby.
I do think once they get the, like, now they have the Troll BKB. I thought Bristle might go for one, but not yet. Looks like Halberd for the moment.
I like the evasion because a lot of the summons can't buy MKB. That's kind of how I look at it. And a lot of the damage from the Lycan as well as the Beastmaster are summons. And Monkey King probably not going to buy an MKB for a while. So it's going to have a lot of value going for him there.
Orb of Destruction claimed for both teams.
I'd say it's way better for Troll if given anything here. He'll probably hold on to that.
It's pretty good on Monkey King.
I'm assuming it applies on all. Oh, it does apply.
Work on
oh, wow,
statues,
that's really good. Yeah.
Only thing is, I don't know if Sumail's going to be able to stay alive in fights.
He
Like, whereas I
definitely needs-
feel like this troll is super unkillable. With the Shadow Demon behind him, the Tide Hunter, assuming he actually hits the Ravage. They're going to make the move on Pikachu, trying to go in with Sumail.
Force death.
Backup is there from Big Nom, and they roar. They commit for this, but now the disruption coming through, he gets off the Purge on Sumail. Egg drops to cover him. The Silence coming into the troll. BKB tries to man up on this. Sumail's still getting tanky, though. Can they kill him off the angle? He's already committed the ult. The Ravage is too late. Last hero. Oh, it's not a hero at all.
He's the last hero to die.
Yeah, no, he's not actually.
Yeah.
Shadow Demon buys back. Looking for a
Come on,
second
I only
death.
made one prediction this entire game. Please.
It's going to be a double team wipe. Oh, disruption.
Does he turn off the Radiance? He does not. Come on, Sumail. You know better than that.
Reported.
But now, suddenly, no Ravage. Troll has no buyback. And Bristleback is forced to. Is Bristleback? Bristleback? Well, his back is to them. As he just...
Quick, fast, in a hurry. OG looking to end this game now. Maybe they just go for tier 4s at this rate if the feats continue.
I don't know if Nether Shawl is the way to go against this dire lineup. Orb of Destruction plus Howl is a negative 13 armor, and Bristleback's sitting on 5.
I think OG, no, 33 wants to go for it. So everyone's like, let's all hit the tier 4 once, and then let's just take Rex.
Just remind them that we could do it if we wanted to.
Dominance asserted, and Roche is online.
So that's a dieback. Suddenly 13k net worth lead. Kind of just feel like Cyber Legacy messed up and got their caught with their pants down.
Did Tide get his blink canceled there or something?
No, they just weren't around him when they went on the.
Or was
they
he just
started the
that
fight.
far away?
Yeah, they were just that far away when the fight broke out.
I honestly thought the troll would live a little longer than that, but he used the ult pretty early, and then he just died.
Well, I think Bristle has realized the Craggy Coat's the way to go, not the Nether Shawl. So he does now have armor to work with. Is it too little too late, though?
We'll take another look at that fight, though. OG are smoked right now and looking for a
Look where
pick-off.
Tide was. He was in the Radiant jungle that entire
Jeez.
time. He's running.
Man,
He's booking.
If they just waited like 3 seconds, that could have been a completely different fight. Instead,
No tail. Sees Palatimos, who's invis.
they are going to catch the troll out. Has the BKB. He's taking so much
God.
damage. By the time he uses it, it might just be too late. He ults and they just drag him back. Now he's roared. He's looking real dead. There's no Ravage. There's no Shadow Demon in range. He goes down. Now the disruption coming out, but too little, too late. Last hero will blink out. Pikachu being chased as Happy Dira has to be very careful, and OG just going for the jugular now, diving towards the tier 4 towers. They drop the Wukong's command, securing a safe zone from which to hit these tier 4s. 1 tower drops, second also low, no buyback control. This might just be GG, BSJ.
Yeah.
I don't know how they defend this. They can't keep their Bristle alive. He goes down. OG, they win 1 fight in basically an even game, and it's over. Just like that.
I think